Hey, I'm Roisin. I'm the producer for Smut Slam Glasgow and I am this week's host.
And I'm Ian, I'm from LGBT Health and Wellbeing, and this weekend we've got an event called Sextival on, which Smut Slam is going to be part of this weekend.
Yeah, so today we just want to talk through a little bit about what the Sextival is, what's going to happen during it, what you can expect from it, and then discuss a little bit about the Smut Slam and what that is. And then to finish off, we're going to read some of these, which are some Fuckbuckets. So you'll hear more about them later, but essentially they are anonymous questions and confessions which some of you have sent in for us to read out and talk about on camera. So we're looking forward to reading what you have to say. Before then though, Ian, what can you tell us about the Sextival?
Yeah, so the Sextival is part of the community discussions that we do each quarter, so we've just expanded it a little bit this quarter. So in the morning between 9 and 10:30, the Queer Sex Shop looking Jackson, the city centre is going to have their doors open for people to ask questions about the products that they have. There's limited space for that, so if you want to go along to that, there's a booking link below for it. And then between 10:30 and about 5 o'clock, we're going to have a series of workshops and sessions at the CCA. So we're going to have a few people along collaborating with us. So we're going to have the Terence Higgins Trust and the Sandyford and some others as well. And then some of the things that the workshops are on are about some sexual health things, so some stuff on chemsex and on PrEP. Then our LGBT age community is going to have some community members come along and tell some stories. And then we're going to finish up the day with a community discussion, which will be about an hour and a half, which will give you the opportunity to come along and talk about what it means to have a healthy queer sexual relationships for yourselves. So that could be from a sexual health perspective, or it could be from an emotional well-being perspective. So it would be great to have you come along and speak to us about that.
Cool, yeah. And then at 7 PM, everyone's going to come over to the Kenning Park complex for the Smut Slam. Now, for those of you who don't know what the Smut Slam is, it is an open mic in which audience members sign up to tell a story about their real sex lives. So we're going to be at the Kenning Park complex for the first time ever this month, which is pretty exciting. And the theme is going to be safety first. So all of the stories that you tell, if you want to tell one, has to be something around emotional or physical safety in sex. So it might be an example of a new kink that you were trying out, which had certain safety precautions, which you had to pay attention to. So maybe examples of times when you did that. But it can also be emotional well-being or emotional safety. So maybe examples of really good aftercare, or really, really good consent that you want to tell people about. So things like that, stories like that are also very welcome. The stories can often be taken in lots of different directions, so yeah, there's a lot of options for you to think about. The stories will then be chosen. That wasn't a very good way of saying it. What I mean is there's a panel of 5 judges who then choose their top 3 stories in order to win a prize. So the prize is a sex toy or 3 from Lookin' Jack, and that's, yeah, like, they're always really nice to us. They always send us some good things along. And you'll get a little sneak preview if you go along to their breakfast thing in the morning. You'll get a sneak preview of what might be in store for the evening. Also, as part of the night, there is the Fuckbucket, where people hand in their anonymous confessions and questions, which get read out on stage. And we will be having a performance from the Manic Pixie Dream Girls, who are a local performance artist group thing, and they're lots of fun. I saw them at Shoot Your Shot a few months back and they were great. I really, really liked them. So I'm really excited to have them on board. So the doors will open at 7 PM and the slam will start at about 7:30, 7:45, but before then we'll also be giving out some hot food. So if you want to come along and get your dinner, then you'll be able to do that as well. It's pay what you can, but all the profits will be going to LGBT Unity. So we've got a lot going on.
Yeah,
we've got a lot going on. It's going to be really exciting. I'm very excited to see everybody. So yeah, it's going to be cool. Cool.
Ready to read some...
Ready to read some Fuckbuckets. Yes, always ready, always ready. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure.
So these are, some of them have been submitted online via the via a website. It's CameronMoore.com, who is the woman who started the Smut Slam in the first place. So some of these have been submitted via that, and some of them are from previous Smut Slams.
Okay, and this one is, this guy used to always call me drunk at 3 AM, and I would go over. Not so much for the mediocre sex, but because he's let me hang out in his bed all day and it was a memory foam mattress. Then he'd bring me dinner.
Nice, nice. That is completely
Always good
fine.
to get dinner at the end of the day.
Yeah, no, that's completely fine. Like, if that's what you're enjoying, that's really cool. I like that. Okay, so this is one of our online ones. Oh, so this is a question. Okay, so I make no secret of the fact that I am an out and proud queer person. I have always been very attracted to women, and I've had pretty equal gender split in my relationships. I met my current boyfriend a few years ago and he is perfect. We have an incredible relationship, but I can't stop thinking about women. I would never hurt my partner, but how could I ever tell him that I miss fucking women? Man, that is a tough one. That is a tough one. Do you have any thoughts?
Just good communication, I think, is key.
Yeah, I think communication. I know everyone's probably said that to you already, writer. Like, yeah, like in my experience with any of these things, sort of keeping it inside you and not talking about it tends to just make it worse in a lot of ways. I also think it's important to remember that communication is a two-way thing. So if you are a little bit worried about how your partner might feel about what you're saying, you know, it's important to kind of be clear with him that he also needs to communicate himself, like what he feels with you. It can't be that you sit down with him and tell him, oh, this is something that I feel. He then needs to be honest about how he feels with you, even if that makes things a bit uncomfortable. I guess that's an important thing to remember as well. But yeah, I guess like sitting him down and being honest about it and being honest about what you're thinking and what you're feeling, that's kind of the only way that there might come a solution to it, even though I don't want to pretend that that's an easy decision to make or an easy thing to do, because obviously these things can be scary and complicated, but it's probably the best way to actually find a solution to how you're feeling, I would say. So yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I was just looking at the next one and it looks like a very Scottish problem.
Oh dear.
I always want to have sex outside, but we live in Scotland and it's always wet and very rainy and cold.
Oh man, and then we have a little angry face.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can feel that. I can feel that a lot. That's a frustration. That's definitely frustration. Yeah, we can. Definitely one of the big downsides to living in Scotland, yeah. I think.
Unless you're into the cold as well.
Unless you're into the cold, but it's no, it's uncomfortable. Anyway, and lastly here we have, usually after Smut Slam I go home horny with my partner and we have sex. But after Your Life is Wholesome, we went back and watched Netflix and cuddled. It was just as awesome.
That was a warm one to finish off. Finish off with.
Oh, that's so nice. That's so lovely. Oh man. Yeah, Your Life is Wholesome was the most recent Smut Slam Glasgow theme. So everyone came and told about their wholesome stories, and it looks like someone made some more wholesome stories to tell as well. That's really lovely. That's really nice. Okay, cool. So yeah, this was fun.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed this. And if you enjoyed it too, then I guess we'll see you on Saturday. Cool. Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Bye.